Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Prettychoice, and you're welcome to my channel. How are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. If you're my old and returning subscriber, thank you for watching me. Thank you for supporting me. Today is your first time you come across my video. You are highly welcome. Kindly click the red button down below and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell whenever I post a new video. You will be notified. So guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the argument between Africans versus Africans America. Like seriously, what is going on? A lot of video have been flying all over TikTok. Like, what are you guys arguing about? Like, why are you arguing? What is going on? So guys, my own opinion on this is my own opinion is that we should stop fighting, okay? We should stop fighting. What would the enemy be thinking right now that we all are fighting all over social media? So, guys, the thing is that you all are African. I'm African, you are African. So, we all come from African. So, the thing is that you are American. So, you are also African. America is your home. Africa is also your home. The thing is that don't try and don't forget where your ancestors come from. So I'm not trying to join the both side, and please don't come for me. So guys, yeah, we should stop that. We should stop. So I will leave you guys to enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Keep supporting me. Keep supporting your girl. So without further review, see you all in my next one. Bye.
Honestly, I feel like as an African American, this diaspora bullshit is dumb as fuck. Stupid. Don't get me wrong, it's stupid as hell. And also a little bit frustrating because we know if the tables were motherfucking turned and this was AAs talking about Africans, baby, we be getting dragged on this internet for weeks. We be getting all types of names, baby. All types. And to receive hate from a group of motherfuckers that look identical to us is the craziest shit ever. And I honestly would have never expected it. And then some of y'all, your excuse as to why you did the trend is because you were called an African booty scratcher in middle school. I was called an African booty scratcher. I'm not even African. So if you're going to try to come up with a reason as to why you dislike African Americans, use something else. And let's not forget, we were all 13. I don't know anybody in 2022 that's still referring to any black people as African booty scratchers. So if we're going to be anything, let's be fucking for real. And y'all have always, the ones that dislike African Americans, you have always wanted to make it seem like that we hate you guys just so much, when really it's the other way around. Because let's be honest, this shit is one-sided as a motherfucker right now. Because in our African American households, we were not taught to dislike people that look just like us, because that's dumb shit. But in your household, something else is going on. You guys are sitting at the table brainstorming slurs to call other people that look just like you. Is akata the word? And y'all thought y'all ate with that shit and you didn't. You definitely regurgitated. Because I didn't forget the trend where y'all got on this bitch and let us know how much your black African parents hated your African American peers. And the crazy thing is, those same parents that call us those slurs are those same parents that filled out mountains of paperwork to get their asses over here on land that was built on the backs of our ancestors. The reason you are able to free roam here today. It's crazy, isn't it? And then I see some of y'all living in America talking about some, oh, America isn't that great. America isn't all that. You're right. Yet you get on your knees begging and pleading your parents for mercy when they want to send you in the next box to Africa because you came in your curfew 2 minutes late. I've seen it. So, if we're going to be anything, let's be fucking for real. Knees begging and pleading your parents for mercy when they want to send you in the next box to Africa.
I want y'all to genuinely go back and watch that video and tell me it does not have discriminative undertones. Send me in the next box back to Africa. Like, the thing is, y'all want to sit here and act like it was just African booty scratcher, one word. Y'all know good and well bullying, name calling can really fuck you up, especially bullying in the black community. I'm not only saying African Americans, like just black in general bullying. Y'all know how we bully. Like, y'all know how we bully. Like the side eye, the laughing when you enter the, like, we like bullying, you know what I mean? And it's the fact that y'all are sitting here and trying to make it seem like it was some light shit. And I'm not at all trying to excuse the people who are coming on this app and, trying to say that they're, better than African Americans. But I'm just saying it all stems back to one thing. And it was what child did in middle school. And I'm not saying it was all of y'all. I'm not generalizing all of y'all. But I know most of my Africans can testify to being name called and harassed or bullied in middle school. And I'm sure there's an African American out there who was harassed by an African. Sure. But all that just needs to happen is acknowledgement and acceptance in order for us to move forward. Like, I know I'm talking so much on this, but it pisses me off. It's our fault when it all stems from one thing. And the funny thing is, the only people we should be attacking right now is the white man. Because this all stems from white people. White supremacy is what made us split up in the first place. I'm not going to sit here and act like that some Nigerian or African parents in general don't have, like, stereotypes against Africans. Like, yeah. But it's because of the white man, and it's because of how they were treated as well from y'all parents. Like, they didn't just come here, especially because they wanted to come here. Like, my parents wanted to come here. Many African parents, we wanted to come here because we're aware of the opportunities and access this place can offer. But when we come here and they come in here and then they're treated how they are in the workplace, being made fun of by their accent, not taken seriously, being looked at as less than, they will develop these like feelings towards that community. And if that happens and the white man is in African's ear like, oh, y'all are the better blacks, da 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 da, of course they're gonna go around and be like, like we're the better, da, 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 have some microaggressive feelings towards African American. And the sad thing is, y'all are starting to sound a lot like our white counterparts, like with the whole get over it that happened a long time ago. Will never be black unity if we keep paying it doesn't act like it did not happen. And again, in no way am I trying to excuse what Africans are doing on this app with this whole I'm not African American, I'm African, da, da, da. But in order for us to fight our common enemy, we need to address problems between us. So once y'all acknowledge that and stop reflecting and pushing it back and reducing it into, oh, it was just name calling, or it happened to me too. If a whole bunch of people are coming out and saying things happened to them, maybe listen. And that's all I have to say. Maybe I'm gonna delete this probably because I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like as an African American, this diaspora bullshit.
So as an African, I just feel like everything she said in that video just didn't make sense. Wasn't right, wasn't logical, just didn't make sense at all. But maybe she doesn't understand the extent. Maybe it's our fault too, because we used a broad African booty scratcher slur, but it's way deeper shit than that. That's not even half of it. And I'm talking about being beaten, jumped, having to fight every week for being African. And you think that's something we're just gonna forget? Like, could you forget that? That's a real question. Because y'all need to stop acting like y'all don't understand the depths of this shit. Because y'all went through shit similar and worse than the shit y'all did to us. So you would think it's easily understandable. Because y'all can't forget the shit y'all went through. So why do y'all expect us to go through the shit we went through? Bitch, I don't give a fuck if it happened 50 years ago. We went through it bad 50 years ago. And then her next point was, our parents fill out a lot of paperwork to get here, this, that, and the third. Yes, they did. These are the same parents who are slaving, working their asses off to send all the money they work back home so they can make a living back home. So when they're done, they can go back home. It's a plan. It's always been a plan. And yes, at 13 years old, when my mom was telling me she was sending me back to Africa, yes, I was going to cry. You think I want to leave at 13? That was at 13 years old. Let her tell me she's sending me back home now. I'm running back. What are you talking about? Our parents was talking about you because they were also getting bullied at their big ages by y'all big age mothers and fathers. So yes, they did not like y'all, and we had every reason to not like y'all. Y'all did not like us for no other reason but the simple fact that we were African. Y'all cannot tell us one thing that we did to y'all. So yes, we do have every reason to talk about y'all, make a little joke, make a little TikTok joke, as I should say, about y'all. Everything we are doing now is because we are able to do it from the shit that we experienced. The whole acting like y'all are innocent, y'all don't do nothing, we just be talking about y'all for no reason. No, we are just now at a better position to be able to talk about y'all.
You know, I got on here many times trying to tell my people how to respond with the police. And don't matter what we do, they gonna fuck us up at will anyhow. Because what happened to the young Congolese guy up there in Michigan was fucking wrong. You had your taser out. What were you gonna do with the gun? He meant to kill him. He told you don't struggle When the white man speak, you Negroes need to listen. That's what he's saying, in essence. If you want to live, motherfucker, when I say stop, bitch, means stop. If you don't stop, I'm going to shoot you in the back of your goddamn head. And I don't give a damn, because this is white America. Only in America can a motherfucker walk over some bitch the way that these people been walking over black people. How can I cry for you Africans that chose to go to Ukraine to live, and now you being treated like the N-word? How can I cry for you when my shit ain't fixed? The reason why I'm here in the United States is because you motherfuckers over in Africa making trades with the white man. That motherfucker didn't take us. You gave us to him. God damn it. And we running around here hollering at African-American shit. I'll be goddamn, I'm not African-American. I'm not African-American. I am black as a motherfucker. Black American. God damn it. I don't know no African shit. I don't eat no African food. And I stopped wearing African motherfucking clothes because I stopped being a fake motherfucker. I am what I am. That's it. And I am a black American. This is my country. And goddamn it, yes, I will go to Ukraine and fight for the Ukrainians because that's where my country is. I'm an American. And I'm a soldier. Fighting is what the fuck I train to do. And I don't give a fuck who I'm fighting for, as long as for the United States of America. I go where my country wants me to go. I'm not gonna sit up like the other black guys over in Ukraine talking about I'm black. What the fuck? You bring me a gun, that bitch gonna get used. Because see, the black guy, if he'd have fought, he'd have got citizenship. They give him citizenship. But no, he running around. Many of you black folks still agreeing with him. Sorry is sorry. I don't give a motherfuck what color you are. But what them boys was talking about over in their goddamn Ukraine, that boy wasn't no goddamn student. He looked like he's some goddamn trash worker. But he's talking that shit about, I'm not Ukraine, I'm Congolese. Well, stay your ass in the Congolese, man. You don't go over there living on them white folks, and when no sooner the war come out, you running your black ass away. Shit, it is what it is.
Diaspora bullshit is dumb as fuck.
So I totally agree with you that the diaspora war is really stupid. But I also believe that this video is very condescending and is downplaying the African experience in America, which honestly you know nothing about. Now, you said something about Africans being upset because they were called booty scratchers in middle school and that we're holding on to that grudge. Now, I'm going to start by saying let's not pretend that our childhood doesn't shape us to be the individuals that we are today, because it does. But it's more than childhood, middle school experiences of being called African booty scratchers. Even today, at the grown age I am, 22, people ask me if I live in a hut, if I have clean water, if I swing from trees, if I hunt lions. I have been made fun of my accent, my parents' accent, my cultural food, my cultural attire, like at my big age, grown people. So it's not just something that happened in middle school. I know you might not experience it, but it's what we experience. I have been told by an African American that I have no right to talk about the Black experience, even though I've been called the N-word by white people and I experience racism and I present as Black to the outward world. Also, I don't agree with your point that you said that this is a one-sided war. I believe that the fault is on Africans and African Americans. We both had a part to play in this divide. Come on, let's be for real, like you said. So, little backstory, when my parents came to the country, they were in their 20s, like 24 or ish, you know? And my dad was a potato cutter and he was a taxi driver. My mom worked at McDonald's. Now, after going to school and schooling and like, you know, working hard, my dad is a medical manager of an ICU and my mom runs a foundation. And she also is a supervisor for the Department of Health. Now, in those years to get to where they are now, they experienced so much ethnicism. And yes, it was from African Americans. Also white people. You know, the whole 9 yards, monkey sounds, making fun of their accent, trying to copy the accent, everything. But let's talk about how this divide started. It's white supremacy, y'all. I have had African Americans who treated me horribly in the past come to me and tell me that they are sorry and that the reason that they treated me that way was because they wanted to be so distant from Africa because of how Africa is portrayed as dirty, nasty, and broken. Now, who gave them that perception? It's giving white supremacy. Now, you talked about Africans talking bad about African Americans. It didn't happen in my household, but it does happen. Some Africans see African Americans as lazy gangsters, unemployed, baby mamas, and whatnot. We all know this is not true. But where do you think these stereotypes came from? White supremacy. Now, you said something about your ancestors building America. I'm going to address that in the next part. Also, no hate to this creator. Love you guys. Meet me in part 2.
Honestly, I feel like as an African American, this diaspora bullshit.
African American and African diaspora debate is nothing but internalized racism. Not all Africans, but most Africans have that internalized racism due to colonization. Literally being taught that there's something wrong with your skin color, which is why skin bleaching is something that's so prominent within Africa, because they've been taught to hate the color of their skin and to hate their culture that they came from. And when you think about it as well, we have those same arguments with other African Americans. Candace Owens is a perfect example of somebody who embodies internalized racism, literally hating who you are, hating what you look like, and hating the culture, the ethnicity, the race, the nationality that you come from. It's the same thing. So there's no, oh, I'm better. Because in their minds, they think degrading each other and other people who look like them puts them into closer proximity to whiteness, when no matter what, no matter where you go, white people are still going to look at you and they're going to be like, look at this.
Honestly, I feel like as an African American, this diaspora bullshit.
I have to chime in here because I haven't seen a lot of videos with the AA versus Africans conversation, but this propaganda, this is so westernized. I literally just spent a week in Africa. I went to 3 different countries. I was there a week and a half ago. I went to Egypt, Morocco, and Senegal. I have literally never felt any type of tension between Africans and myself while on the continent. And that was not my first time on the continent. I have been to Ghana, South Africa, Tanzania, Kenya. Literally no country I've been to made me feel unwelcomed or like I wasn't a part of those people, that land, nothing. Regardless of these conversations, please do not let these conversations stop you guys from visiting African countries, because it is not like that over there. I promise you. We have to stop this foolishness. Like, it's not going to get us nowhere fast. We all just got to love each other. We all look the same.
This is something I really wanted to talk about, and my last video prompted me to talk about this, so I'm going to address it. Every time one of these African versus African American debates go on, I promise you, bro, those white colonizers are looking up from hell and they're smiling like, we did our job. Bro, we are literally brothers and sisters, just separated by some evil people that wanted to come and tear us away from each other hundreds of years ago. And because they divided us like that, we're sitting up here arguing because of what somebody else did to us in the past. So there is no African versus African American. We're all the same. So that's why people were like, y'all in the last video. I'm like, who's y'all? We, nigga, we, we. And I really do mean that with all my heart. I know there's more work to be done from both sides to become more accepting of each other. But like, just keep in mind, bro, like we are all the same. Like we are all from the same place. You feel me?
Using these stereotypes that neither side created.
Okay, but can we really talk about this, please? So I am first generation. Both of my parents are from Liberia. I was born and raised in the United States. So I got to witness firsthand both sides of this argument. So the thinking in a lot of different African cultures is that Americans are lazy. They live off the government. They don't value education. They don't take anything seriously. And the reason they think this way is because in most African countries, you have to pay for school. So they feel that people who have the opportunity to get a free education should be much further in life. And while it seems simple and straightforward to them, they don't really understand the institutionalized racism and the systems that were put into place to make sure that people don't succeed. Because they didn't grow up in this system, they don't really understand how it works, which makes it a lot easier for them to judge. Now, on the other hand, I was in school when everyone was being called African booty scratchers. And I'd always be like, but I'm African too. And they'd be like, you're not a real African. These would be the same people that say, oh, Africans stink. Africans always have attitudes. Africans are so rude. To understand is that people in the United States of America grew up watching stereotypes of Africa that are predominantly false. And the ones that were even somewhat true were not recent. So many people think of Africa and think of jungles and savages because that's what the US media promoted. When in actuality, Africa is thriving. They have infrastructure and cities and technology the same as we do in the United States. But if that was promoted on TV, people would want to go back there as opposed to staying here. So like the original poster said, we're having these conflicts off of ideas that are not our own, off of false narratives that were built to keep us divided. But I think if we actually took the time to listen and learn, we see that there are a lot more similarities than there are differences.
It's been whack to be African, and we saw that and experienced it when y'all called that.
So I'm African American, and I was dating this Nigerian guy, African American. I'm 27. He's also the same age. And this came up a lot in our discourse because he was kind of talking about that. Like, basically how he was just talking about how, like, African Americans didn't really embrace, like, African culture, traditional African culture, music, all of that type of stuff until more recently. And I was trying to let him know that, like, you have to understand, as an African American, first of all, our upbringings are a lot different. Because a lot of the African Americans who I would say are millennial and like the generation after that or whatever, a lot of those people, I mean, before that, the generation before millennial, so like baby boomers, all of that, you're forgetting that slavery was just abolished, like what, a little over 100 years ago? So a lot of my ancestors, my great-grandmother, whatever, they didn't know nothing about their African culture. Like, that's the big issue with slavery, is that we were ripped away from our culture. When it comes to just like overall education and everything, I feel like this is just a matter of, we're moving into a new time. We're moving into a new generation of people. We're moving into a time of information where a lot of African Americans in the last 10 years, 15 years literally, have just gotten information and knowledge about Africa, the real Africa, the beautiful Africa, the motherland. So I don't think that it's necessarily like trendy now for African Americans to embrace their African part of their ancestry. I think it's just the fact that we're just now getting exposed to this information. And I really think we need to shift the focus on how we can fuse our cultures together and teach each other and bridge the gap, because there shouldn't be any separation and like isolation amongst African American culture and African culture, because that's what they want. Like, come on now. Also, I just want to touch on the fact that, like, first of all, it's just now became cool to be black for everybody. Whether you're African American, blacks, mixed, black, whatever. Like, let's be real. If you go back to grade school, first of all, when I grew up in grade school, people were calling me blackie, midnight, darky. This was going on in 2006, 2007. So, like, let's be for real here. I don't feel like my true blackness, my true beauty was truly, really, really accepted until I like went to college, if I'm being 100. Like, but as for the like picking on African and whatever, I want y'all to understand that that's what was taught to us. We did not know anything better. So we did not know what to say better about African people. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like the ignorance is bliss thing. And we're just now coming into the education.
Y'all, what's going on? I'm a little confused. Why are African Americans and Africans from Africa beefing? What the fuck is really in the social media TikTok hell? What the fuck's going on? This is what they want us to do, though. Well, want y'all to do, because I ain't beefing with nobody, but that's what they want y'all to do. Y'all better wake up. Because we all black at the end of the motherfucking day. They don't give a fuck if you from Africa, if you from America, if you from goddamn the Caribbeans. We all considered black at the end of the day in everybody's eyes. So what the fuck is really going on? Y'all so ignorant. All y'all. Y'all dumb. All y'all.
I'm going to need Africans living in the U.S. to understand that if it were not for African Americans and the descendants of African slaves, that y'all would probably not even be allowed in this country, let alone being able to enjoy all the rights and privileges that my people fought for. Yet y'all finding yourselves under African American music, wearing African American clothing, using African American vernacular to disrespect us. Make it make sense. Aren't y'all embarrassed? Because I would be. Y'all never have this energy with other groups of people who are actively oppressing others, actively oppressing people who look like us, because at the end of the day, we're black. And that's how the world is going to see us. But to see all these videos of other people in the African diaspora saying all this stuff, don't call me African American. I'm sorry, but if it walked like a duck, talked like a duck, then that's what it's going to be viewed as. A duck. I'm sorry that your imitation went a little too far.
Accent. Y'all forgot about that or what? Because that was middle school day. Yeah.
This is my problem with the whole African and black thing. We are only black because we've been here longer. You're a first generation African woman. In a couple, like 3 generations, you're gonna be like us, really. And I'm not saying that to say nothing. I just hate this whole argument. We are the same. We just don't know where we came from. I wish I knew where I came from, but you're lucky enough to know where you came from. And for all that shit you talking about in middle school used to make fun of you, or people used to make fun of you, question. I'm not saying it's okay, but question. Who didn't we make fun of in middle school when we were kids? Like 10 years ago. I'll wait. We made fun of, it was a different time back then. We made fun of disabled kids. We made fun of white kids, Spanish kids, black kids. It didn't matter because we were young and everything was a joke to us. Now we grew up and we see that's not okay and we become mature and all that type shit, right? I think it's just really dumb we having this little infight inside our own group. We all go through the same shit. It don't give a fuck. It don't matter what you, if you from Nigeria, if you African American, if you Sierra Leonean, the list goes on. At the end of the day, a cop gonna shoot y'all.
Okay, so where are you from? Matter of fact, where's everybody from?
Okay. Non-American black people, we gotta talk. What do y'all want from us? Like, everybody knows that black people come from Africa. Everybody know about slavery. It's no secret. So to say we don't know where our lineage started in America, come on now. But we have been in America for hundreds of years. So most of us, our parents, our great-grandparents, our great-great-grandparents were all American. What do y'all want us to say? Like, what are y'all fighting for? What's the argument? Like, what do y'all really want from black? I don't know why I'm laughing. But what do y'all want from black Americans? What do y'all, I mean, yeah, just comment.
Let's talk about why black people and Africans don't like each other. And I think this is very relevant considered the dropping of Black is King, because there is a lot of friction out there about, black people appropriating African culture. Now, I understand. You're like, oh my God, how can black people appropriate African culture if they're African American? Let's get into this and we'll touch on that. So let's start by being honest. Black people definitely made fun of Africans. Black people were definitely embarrassed to be African. And Africans were embarrassed at black people. Let's not act like kids weren't busting on each other and pointing to the National Geographic magazine saying, this is you. And black people saying, no, I'm not. I'm part Indian. And let's not act like Africans don't see us as lazy, even though we've been battling slavery and oppression for years. Still, we were embarrassed about African culture and didn't want to claim it, and now all of a sudden we do. Part 2.
Yes, absolutely. Where do you think that we got it from? Where do you think it all started from? They took y'all and brought them here. Like, historically, we've been doing this shit for years. Like, what do you mean? Like, y'all, the reason why I said appropriating our culture is because y'all want to disassociate yourselves from us so bad. Now, do not get me wrong. It is some stereotypes that some of my counterparts are perpetuating because they do not know any better. They are ignorant, and so am I. But I'm trying to educate myself each and every day. And I'm already knowing that I'm not just going to be welcomed with open arms. And I'm already knowing like I'm going to have to earn the respect and behave in any old kind of way by y'all. Or subjected to whether it happens or not. Who's to say? Because nobody is really saying how it really goes. So far, like, all we know is like y'all come over here and get over on us. Y'all real quick to get over on us women especially. But what I'm trying to say is that if you come over here and you bring another one of your ladies or your wife over here, then y'all have a baby. What is y'all baby? So what is that? Like, what are we like? And then are we not the same? Because you can be from there and go to the UK and y'all don't be like, oh, because he's from Nigeria, but he was born in the UK, he's not Nigerian, is he? Or is it because we don't know where we came from specifically? Like, what's y'all beef? And anything that we took and made and urbanized or whatever made our own, we definitely got it from y'all. And if y'all wasn't so close, y'all know dang well that y'all communities are by invitation only. Like, you cannot just come and say, well, can I come in? And y'all gonna let us in and tell us everything and let us know. No, everything that we know, we developed from, we're using what we came with, what we had, and developed it based off of that. So where you think, yeah, we wear our hair in braids, as we always did, just like y'all, because we not the same. I thought we was the same. African American, like, where y'all think the African come from? The air, like, what? Like, what is it? Please tell me. And this is by no means no disrespect. Y'all want to disrespect us so bad. Y'all want to be, and it's not even like that. That's how come so many of us gotten over on for papers. Because we really want to level the playing ground, and we really don't see no difference between me and you. So why wouldn't we?